Sudden Tutu came. I was like, what's wrong with this game?
That's my mentee.
Who said Tutupie was drunk?
I don't know.
Somehow I got caught up in the middle of all of this.
You were not drunk. What were you? I was late. You're old.
For returning subscribers, I'm very grateful for always coming back to this channel to watch my videos. And for people who are seeing my videos for the very first time, I will be very, very grateful if you decide to subscribe. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel, as we do everything reality TV shows and movie reviews. And yeah, the gist never gets, like, we never get tired of giving you the gist. So let's get started. So I don't really want to make so long like a very long video, but I think we had a whole lot to discuss, and I can't even up it but to have a long video, but I'll really try to make it short. So the very first scene we saw was their confessionals, and we had Comfort, like the very first person, where she was talking about paintballing and how there are always new words she's getting to know every time. So there's one thing that actually made me laugh whenever I see what's the name, Comfort is like the oldest person in this group, and she had this issue of when the language they use and how they use language, and it's very understandable. Like, there are even times where I talk to my friend and we talked about how we are now having some kind of language, like, which I guess can be classified like the Gen Z language. And on this show, I'm actually seeing it as an issue because the likes of Comfort is not of this age group that she can always relate to these languages and things they do. So to this language and things they do, the way what's the name, Tutupie was saying she's not drunk but lit. Well, my girl, you were drunk, and stop using these newly, could I say, newly coined words, or newly generated words, or newly used words to actually find excuse, or to actually kind of take yourself from what you've done. She was really drunk, and she talked about paintballing. But before I actually do before I really talk about things that happen on this episode of the Real Housewives of Abuja, I'll be putting this out that everything I'm saying here is based on what these ladies on this show have actually projected themselves to be. I don't know them in person, and nobody should actually take anything I'm saying here to heart, because I'm saying this based on what we've seen on screen, I mean. So let's get started. So they went for this paintballing, and we had we had Comfort, Posharella, and Arafat during this paintballing. So it was very interesting, and I like the fact that we're able to see a very nice side of Posharella, because I feel like she had been laid back. She has not been like very out there. She is participating fully on everything that has been happening on the show, but she's not like just out there. But in this scene, we're able to see her actually give the gist, and it was very wonderful seeing how she was just like someone that you will always love to get gist from, because she was able to just act everything, like mimic different accents, like for Princess Igbo accents and the rest. So she was like a wolf, and it was fun to see her. But the thing here is now, if I would say she has succeeded to project herself as someone who is two-sided, because Arafat did not know this gist. And there's one thing you guys need to help me with. What happened? Because these people, I feel like maybe they just intentionally kind of edit and actually just give us what they feel it's okay for the public to see, because there's more to what Samantha and Tutu did. Because I don't know why going clubbing should be an issue, or should be something you're lying about, or you don't want people to talk about. So I feel like there's more to that thing. Yeah, so that was that for that. So Samantha actually brought up, I said Samantha, Posharella brought up the topic about them going for this party, and how Tutupie came back to the hotel during the staycation with lots of money, and she even gave them. And Comfort was even the one who actually ended that conversation and actually talked about something else. Posharella succeeded to give them all the gist. Moreover, after giving all of this gist, she went back to Tutupie and tell her, this story is going on about you. Moreover, you're the one who is telling the story around. Went back to, and she even talked about Samantha too, that she was very surprised to see that Samantha was drunk that night, and she still had a ride with Samantha, and was still telling her like so and so were being said about you. I see that as being two-sided, being will I say unreal or something. It's just so bad to see. I don't know how things turn out to be like that. I don't want to believe that, but that was what we were able to see on this show. We had Samantha, Princess and Tutupie, and they actually kind of talked about themselves and the rest, and they actually gossiped about how Jaruma ruined everything that happened at the staycation. So, I get to understand that, what's the name? Tutupie actually know Jaruma, and she invited Jaruma to this event herself. So this now brought me to the question of, why was she now in her confession as well, like, who brought this woman to my event? Why is she here? I was like, like I already said it earlier, that Tutupa is someone who is really, will I say she's acting, or she's doing too much to make this show a success, which I feel it's actually ruining the fact that it's a reality TV show and they just have to be themselves. Yeah. So that's that for that. And next thing we had Uche, Posharella, and Samantha. I think I already discussed about that. This place, I think they went to the supermarket to actually just go shopping. That's for Princess and Tutupa. They actually talked about Jaruma, and Princess was of the opinion that Jaruma is diabolical because of the way she was going around with therapy session and the rest. That she doesn't feel that that's how it is supposed to be done, and the rest, that she actually tagged Jaruma someone who is diabolical. Yeah. After this, we had Princess Comfort and what's the name? Princess Comfort and Arafat. So there's one tension between Princess and Arafat, because I don't know how I feel. What's the name? Princess is someone who is very defensive, and she needs to work on that. Probably watching this show, she will really see how she had actually projected herself, or probably get to see this part of her, which I feel she should develop to do better with. Because I don't know how someone tells you, oh, I have no sleepers policy in my house, and the next thing you're attacking her, you've not even greeted me and the rest. I feel that that's one thing, and the two of them have been having this back and forth. Like, there's always this side comments between them. And one thing about Princess again, because during this confessionals we were shown during this episode. So I saw this part where, what's the name? Comfort actually talking about how Princess is always fast to be insultive, and that's so true, because and to make side comments and shade people, and she had been doing this consistently in every episode, which I feel it's actually wonderful that, what's the name, Comfort is actually telling us straight, like, you don't always have to do this before you can convey whatever you want to say. And Princess has this kind of she's defensive, she wants to be edged, she wants people to get to hear her out, and she does not want to give other people a listening ear. So they were actually talking. She was invited over by Arafat, but she was surprised to see Comfort there, and they had this conversation about how, I feel I'm talking too fast. They had this conversation about this like the story that is going around about Tutu. But one thing now I'm actually questioning myself is that, is there more to going clubbing? Because I don't understand why Tutupai was mad that people are saying she went clubbing and she's drunk. She came back with a lot of money. Was trying to defend, what's the name? Was trying to defend Tutupai, that Tutupai is like that, and that's not her being I. That she's always like that and the rest. Then that's for Arafat and Prince. I think Comfort was trying to say, if you're a friend, but for me, I don't know how that conversation became like that. But one thing I could sense was that Princess was very, very disrespectful during that conversation. She's quick to tag people, to give people names. She's quick to shade people and the rest. And it's not a nice one to like, for someone who is civil. It's not a nice one to always do. So she's not civil and the rest. And it was very nice that Comfort actually told her and actually tell her, don't do this. And I don't know why you're being told not to do this. And you like from there she moved to Arafat, and she started being insultive. And during that conversation, or that altercation, Arafat, Comfort actually told her, Comfort was trying to convey this message to her, but I saw that Princess was the first person to call in our names and using languages like your rubbish and the rest. But when what's the name? Comfort actually told her something. I think she said this Hausa word, was it banza or so. Then she was angry and you're being insultive and the rest. But you started it, but you cannot actually have the taste of your own medicine, they say. So it was actually very bad to see Comfort put herself on a reality TV show and show that she's such person. It was a very, very bad one. The most annoying part was when they told her to leave, and she actually waited till the security came, and she was ready not to go. Who does that? Like, it's this person's house. You don't go to people's house and start fighting them. And if you've decided to fight the person, you've gone to visit. You just have to leave. The person you've gone to visit that actually asked you to leave, you have to leave. That's respectful. I know. I just feel she I just put herself out to be someone who is disrespectful, and it's not a very good one. So that's that for that. Before this episode ended, Tubai have been told a whole lot of things, and this has actually made her to have some kind of feeling about comfort. And confessionals was just so mean. I feel like it was so unnecessary, and the way she was like dragging comfort and the rest in during what's the name, our confessionals was so unnecessary, and it was too mean for me to actually kind of endorse or kind of encourage. For me, I don't really see the need to go that far and call comfort all of that names, because with what we've seen so far, comfort is not even an issue. It's just them wanting, they're just them looking for drama and the rest. I understand that they're actually giving this show a life. That's Tutupie, what's this other girl's princess. But in as much as they are giving this show a life, they are actually doing it at the detriment of their personality, of what people will actually see them to be. Yes. So they had this conversation, and it was now very clear that it's not just a narrative that is going on about Tutupai, but she was drunk for a fact. So, but she don't want to admit that that will happen, and she actually kind of used the word lit to cover up for it, that no, she was not drunk but lit. So what was the difference between being drunk and lit? I don't get to understand that. So if you understand what it means to be lit and not to be drunk, please, I would really like you to put that on my comment section. So they had this conversation, and I feel like they were good, but our confessionals were like contrary to what happened during I meet with comfort. And I think that was that for this episode. So there was a whole lot, it was a whole lot of drama. I feel Princess, like, she went too far with the argument with Comfort and Arafat. She was supposed to have left the house when she was told to leave. Why for what's the name, Tupai? I don't know why she do not want to accept the fact that she did what she did. Then for Samantha went around to give out the gist and still go back to everyone and still tell them gist is going. I feel that one has been two-sided. So that's all we have for this episode of the Real Housewives of Abuja. Please and please and please subscribe to this channel so we can grow. Bye. See you some other time.